Well, hello everyone. Today's story is Priscilla's Adventure. Doris and Ted had two squirrel friends named Patty and Priscilla who lived in a cottonwood tree in the Johnson yard. On summer days, the squirrels came skittering over the roof of the house every morning to look for peanuts on the children's window ledges. They would sit on the ledge, eat a peanut or two, then tuck one into each cheek and skitter away. During the winter, Patty and Priscilla usually stayed snug in their home, living on the nuts they hadn't eaten in the summer. On a warm winter day, though, when the sun was shining, there was sure to be a scratch of little feet on the roof, and then the children would get the peanuts ready. One nice winter morning, Doris left her storm window open when she went to school. There was no patter of feet to remind her to put peanuts on the ledge, so the peanuts stayed in their bowl on her table by the window. When she came home at noon, Doris went up to her room. There, on the table, sat Priscilla, eating peanuts. "Why, Priscilla!" cried Doris. The sound of her voice frightened the squirrel. Priscilla gave a flying leap to the window sill and went out so quickly that she lost her footing and tumbled off. Only her two front paws still gripped the ledge, while her back paws fought for a hold on the wall beneath. Doris wanted to run to the window, but she knew that she would frighten Priscilla still more, so she stayed very still. At last she heard Priscilla skittering over the roof again. Doris sighed with a relief. "I'll always put out peanuts after this, so Priscilla won't have to go exploring ever again." Well, I guess that's what happens when you leave your window open, too. Interesting story there. I think we need to read another. The other one is called "Where is Mike?" Mike Brown was supposed to play in his own yard, but there were such interesting things outside his yard that he was always stepping out to take a peek. Today, the interesting thing was the Ling's turtles. Mrs. Ling had just set their pan in her sunny front window. Mike loved the turtles, such funny little things ducking their heads in and out of their shells. He went over and watched them until he saw a rabbit hopping through Mrs. Apricot's yard. Then, of course, he had to follow the rabbit to see where it hopped. The rabbit was out of sight before Mike reached Mrs. Apricot's yard, so the little boy sat down in a snowbank to rest. The snow had grown very soft in the sun. When Mike sat on it, it went squish, and Mike sank down through to the ground. "Oomph," he said. Then he thought how nice this soft snow would be for rolling. So he rolled and rolled down the slope of Mrs. Apricot's yard until he was completely covered by the snow. At home, his mother missed him. "Mike," she called. His trail of footprints in the snow led her out of the yard. In the Ling's yard were his green mittens. Near Mrs. Apricot's walk lay his green scarf. "Mike," called Mrs. Brown as she hurried down the hill. Right beside her, the churned-up snow rose and gave itself a shake. From inside, Mike said, "Hi, Mama." "My goodness," Mrs. Brown cried, pretending not to know the snowy little figure. "Who are you?" "Mikey Brown," answered Mike. "Well, maybe so," his mother laughed, "but you look more like Mike White to me." What a punny book we've got here. Well, those are some neat stories. Hey, do you think it's a good idea to go out of the yard, even if there are interesting things to do outside of your yard? Probably not. Well, anyway, it's great to be able to read you guys a story, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. So good night, Ava. Good night, Gideon. Good night, Archer. Good night, Fletcher. And good night, Elias.